The church in America is going to suffer so terribly. And we laugh now, but they will come after us, and they will come after. The church in America is going to suffer so terribly. And we laugh now, but they will come after us, and they will come after our children. They will close the net around us while we are playing soccer mom and soccer dad, while we are arguing over so many little things and mesmerized by so many trinkets. The net even now is closing around you and your children and your grandchildren, and it does not cause you to fear. You will be isolated from society, as has already happened. Anyone who tries to run for office who actually believes the Bible will be considered a lunatic until finally we are silenced. We will be called things that we're not and persecuted not for being followers of Christ, but for being radical fundamentalists who do not know the true way of Christ, which of course is from society, as has already happened. Anyone who tries to run for office who actually believes the Bible will be considered a lunatic until finally we are silenced. We will be called things that we're not and persecuted not for being followers of Christ, but for being radical fundamentalists who do not know the true way of Christ, which of course is love and tolerance. You'll go down as the greatest bigots and haters of mankind in history. They've already come after your children, and for most of you, they got them. They got them through the public schools and indoctrination, and the university and indoctrination, and then they've already come after your children, and for most of you, they got them. They got them through the public schools and indoctrination, and the university and indoctrination, and then you wonder why your children come out not serving the Lord. It's because you fed them right into the devil's mouth. So little by little, the net is closing around and then you wonder why your children come out not serving the Lord. It's because you fed them right into the devil's mouth. So little by little, the net is closing around, and then it's not little by little. Look how fast things are going downhill just in a matter of weeks. Matter of weeks. But at the same time, know this. Persecution is always meant for evil, but God...
All Americans need a Bible in their home, and I have many. It's my favorite book. I'm proud to endorse and encourage you to get this Bible. We must make America pray again.
Make America pray again. After launching sneaker and cologne lines last month, the former president, so he is selling, get this, the God Bless the USA Bible, that's in partnership.
All Americans need a Bible in their home, and I have many. It's my favorite book. I'm proud to endorse and encourage you to get this Bible. We must make America pray again.
Make America pray again. After launching sneaker and cologne lines last month, the former president, so he is selling, get this, the God Bless the USA Bible, that's in partnership with country singer Lee Greenwood. He takes the stage to Greenwood's music. It's only $59.99, and just for that, you get a copy of the Constitution, a copy of the Bill of Rights, a copy of the Pledge of Allegiance, and the Declaration of Independence, as well as the Bible, I guess.
Shalom, shalom, Yasharala. All praises and glory goes to Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Rekakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and salutations to the elect feeding the sheep of Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai, in sincerity and truth. With this great gospel coming out of our Bible. Coming out of our Bible. And this gospel is not for the other nations. It's not for the Gentiles. It's not for the heathens. It's for the children of Israel. It's for the children of Israel. I'm going to go to the book of Psalms. Let's go to Psalms 50. And we'll start at 16. It says, "But unto the wicked the Most High saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes? Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?" Right? This was for the Israelites at one time. But you Edomites, you are the wicked the Bible speak of. You done took the Bible. And you done push it around like it's your book. Like you're the people of the Bible. Right? So now you're going to have to deal with the curses. You're going to have to deal with the things that come along with it. Right? It says, "But unto the wicked the Most High saith, What hast thou to do declare the statutes? Or that thou declare my statutes? Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction and cast my words behind thee. Right? Because these Edomites, they don't give a damn about this gospel. And neither do you wicked Israelites, right? What you care about, you want to be like the heathen. You want to learn the ways of the heathen, the customs of the heathens. That's why you worship like the heathen. You pray like the heathen, right? You call them the same pagan deities as the heathen, right? As the other nations. I'm going to read the book of Jeremiah 10, verse 2. It said, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at him." It says, learn not the way of the heathen. What you done learn? You don't learn to pray like the heathen, right? You got these heathens with their hands put together, right? That's a custom of the Gentiles, right? What Gentiles? Let's read about them. You got bear with me. Right? You got the Buddhists. How do they pray? They got their hands together. All right, and let Buddha be praised. You've seen in the Kung Fu movies, the Hindu, they do the same thing. Right? Them demonic, satanic ass Egyptians, same thing. And you know the satanic temple, how do they pray? They got their hands together. Right? Saying these different sayings to their deities in Egypt. They were praying to Set. Set, bring back my dead child, please, Set. And what happened? That dead child ain't never came back. That dead child was in the house in Egypt, smelling up the house. And that's what the Lord about to do in spiritual Egypt. Put a lot of you fucking motherfuckers to death. Even the dude just said in the video, you fake ass Christians. Yo, pagan worshiping, right? It says the origins of the Christian prayer gesture of joining hands together are debated, but some possible explanations include, it says, in feudal Europe, people would join their hands in a gesture of homage to powerful people in society. The powerful would then close their hands around the weak as a sign of protection. This gesture eventually became a way to acknowledge Jesus as the Lord of Lords. You hear that? In feudal Europe, people would join their hands in a gesture of homage to powerful people in society. Right? Man worshiping. The powerful would then close their hands around the weak as a sign of protection. The gesture eventually became a way to acknowledge Jesus, Jesus Christos, as the Lord of Lords. Right? In Germanic custom, it says the gesture may have originated as a sign of submission, independence. In the Frankish church may have adopted the gesture during the Carolingian era as the way to accompany kneeling for prayer. In Jewish tradition, some historians believe that the early Christians adopted the gesture from Jewish tradition. Where some, and you go back to that Christianity, right? They had mixed all the religions of all the other nations. Where some people prayed with folded hands before Christianity. In Roman practice, some believe the gesture comes from a Roman practice of submission or loyalty to Satan. Right, we tell you, once you wake up to this truth, you got to let go of them pagan ass ways. You learn that bullshit in Christianity. And them punk ass Christian churches that taught you the ways of man, right? Let's get this verse. This is the book of Matthew 15 and 19. It reads, "But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men." Right? The commandments of men, for in vain they do worship me. Right? Because one thing we know, that the customs of the heathens cannot be mixed with the customs of the Israelites. It says we are separate. We are a holy people, separated from the ways of these other nations. Right? The Lord gave us the laws and statutes to make us different from the other nations. And here we are. We went back to the ways of the heathen. We went into the customs of the heathen. That's why we fell as a fucking people. Right? We fell as a people, and we done mingled amongst the heathen. We done learned their customs, like the scriptures say. Psalms 106 and 35, "But were mingled among the heathen and learn their works," right? And the ways of the heathens cannot get you to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, their works, right? Their sacrifices, right? Because they sacrifice unto devils. 1 Corinthians 10 and 20, it says, "But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to the Most High," right? All that hand gesture prayer, right? You don't learn the way of the Gentiles Now here you are in the church with your hand folded, praying loud in front of people. The Lord said, when you pray, how are you supposed to pray? Let's go to the book of Matthew 6. We'll go up a little bit. Let's start at 3. It says, but when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth. Look at them people in the church. Oh, I had to help sister this. I had to help brother that. And, the church lights was about to go off. We had to put some money together to help out. Right? Like, motherfucker, you ain't doing a goddamn thing. The Lord will take everything from you and give it to another person to help out the church. And they ain't going to say nothing. It says, but when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth, that thine alms may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret himself shall reward thee openly. Right? You ain't got to boast about what you're doing, because really it's the Lord doing it. It says, and when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are. Right? They actors. I'm reading again. When thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, and you see them with their hand folded. Oh, Lord Jesus, help Jesus. That they may be seen of what? Of men. That they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret. And thy Father which seeth the secret shall reward thee what? Openly. Yeah, and that's how you gotta pray to the Lord. And the Bible says, lift your hands up to the Lord. Ain't no putting your hands together on a satanic, right, Egyptian, pagan, Hindu. What else you got? You got the Hindus, you got the Buddhists, you got the Egyptians, you got the Satanists. Same fucking hand gesture, right? And here you are, you done woke up to who you are as a nation. You got to let go of everything you done learned from these other nations, right? The way they pray, the way they speak, the way they worship. I'm going to go to the book of 1 Timothy 2 verse 8. It says, I will therefore that men pray everywhere, lifting up holy hands, lifting up the holy hands without wrath without wrath and doubting, right? You got to believe that if you pray for something, the Lord's going to do it for you, right? You got to have a full faith, not just 99%, 100%. Like we said, there's no plan B, C, D, E. There's only plan A, and that's Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And we're not going to abandon that plan, right? This is the book of Psalm 63 and 4. It says, thus will I bless thee while I live. I will lift up my hands in thy name. I will lift up my hands in thy name. This is the book of Lamentations 3 verse 41. Let us lift up our hearts with our hands unto Yahweh in the heavens. Right? Not put them together, folded, throwing up gang signs like they got Jesus in them fucking pictures. Jesus Christo's throwing up the blood, the crib, the GD, the 4. He throwing up all type of signs, right? It says Psalms 141 and 2. It says, let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening of sacrifice. 1 Kings 8:54, one of my favorites, says, and it was so that when Solomon had made an end of praying all this prayer and supplication unto Yahweh, he arose from before the altar of the Lord, from kneeling on his knees with his hands spread up to heaven, Psalms 143 and 6, it says, I stretch forth my hands unto thee. My soul thirsteth after thee as thirsteth a land, as a thirsty land. I'm reading it again. I stretch forth my hands unto thee. My soul thirsteth after thee as a thirsty land, right? That's how we got to be. Desperately seeking the Lord, right? The Lord is what? This truth is really our water, right? This truth is what's going to get us back to where we need to be. Because right now we're dried bones in the valley of shadow of death, right? And our people are waking up to what this gospel. 1 Kings 8 and 22, it says, and Solomon stood before the altar of the Lord Yahweh in the presence of all the congregation of Israel. And what? And he spread forth his hands towards the heavens, Because one thing you got to know is how to pray to the Lord, especially in the time of trouble. In the time of trouble, what the Lord about to do, he's about to unleash all type of havoc on the earth. Even these Edomites, they see what's coming. Right? These Edomites getting together, they going to D.C. to what? Pray for America. Here we go. It says Christians flock to Washington to pray for America to turn to the Most High by electing Trump. Yeah, this gospel is not for America as a nation. This gospel is for the Israelites in America, right? Ain't no flocking to D.C. Look at them. You see, they got their hands up in the sky praying, boy, because a lot of these people waking up to that closed hand shit is not the way. It's not the way. And here you got the Israeli flag in the back, right? What's going on, man? They praying for the wrong people. You can't pray for America and pray for Israel. That's against the scriptures, right? It says the million women rally in Washington, D.C. on Saturday was meant to mobilize conservative Christian women to be empowered like the biblical figure. That's some bullshit. The Lord ain't calling unto no goddamn women, man. That's madness. Read the book of Proverbs 8 verse 4. It says, unto you, O men. Unto what? Unto you, O men, I call. And my voice is to the Son of Man. The Lord said he's putting an army together, army of men. That's why when you go to the book of Revelation, what is that, 7, it talks about the 12,000 out of every tribe. It was talking about men, right? That's who the Lord is waking up for this battle, right? To do his work. It's unto you, men, you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the Son of Men. That's why it says, ye men of Israel, hear my words. You got this bugged out ass Christian church sending women on the front lines. You see them people with them little book pamphlets, right? They be having all these women out there with them little dresses on, right? And you can't ask this bitch about nothing because she don't know nothing. The Lord didn't give her no wisdom, especially of the scriptures, right? She's out there just they're using her like the bit they use the woman on CNN and Fox News. Right? They put the women out there to attract you, to get you to come to their church. Right? And mostly it'd be a bunch of married women, right? It's a spirit of adultery. It says tens of thousands of evangelical Christians gathered on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. on Saturday to what? To pray for America's atonement and for Donald Trump's return to the White House, right? That's what these devils is praying for. That's why it says they sacrifice unto devils. Organizers of the events billed 1 million women described the gathering in next month's presidential election as the last stand moment. As a what? A last stand moment to save the nation from forces of darkness. This nation been under the forces of darkness. They never let it go. It says for hours the gathered masses sang worship songs, waved flags. What the Lord said about songs. The book of Amos 5 and 23, it says, take thou away from me the noise of thy songs. Right? You talking about? We gathered to D.C. to pray for America and pray for Trump's inauguration. And we sang unto the Lord. The Lord said, man, take thou away from me the noise of thy songs. For I will not hear the melody of thy vows, especially that off bogus ass rock and roll Christian music. That shit is madness. Right? You got a group of Edomite Christians gathered together. It's talking about the love of Christ. And all they have shown on earth is hate. Right? It says, at last stand a moment to save the nation from the forces of darkness. Right? For hours, the gathered masses sang worship songs, waved flags, symbolizing their belief that America was founded as an implicitly Christian nation, and prayed aloud for Jesus Christ, for Jesus to intercede on behalf of Trump in November. And yeah, the Lord, Yahweh Shai, he gonna intervene. We don't know if it's gonna be on Trump's watch, but whatever president's watch it's on, he gonna intervene. And guess what? It's gonna be the end of Babylon the Great. It says, if we don't stand now, said Grace Lynn, who traveled from Los Angeles for the rally and came wearing a red Make America Great Again hat, then the enemy will take over our country. If that happens, that's the end. And what we are seeing the end of America. Yeah, we are seeing the end of America. That's why you got these different movements. It says praying for America when America stands for Jesus. Jesus. America stood for Jesus. When you go back to who this guy really is, right? Cesare Borgia, a straight killer who has nothing to do with the Bible, who has nothing to do with the holy people of Yasharallah. Right? He's an Edomite. And the Lord's not to say, come in to pray for America and save America. Franklin Graham prayed for all in authority. Right? The Lord said he's coming down to take these people that are in authority, right? I was recently invited to pray at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. Right, that's one of the most wicked institutions you ever had, the Republicans. I'm reading again. It says, I recently was invited to pray at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. I was there as a private citizen, and it was an honor to turn our attention to the Lord Jesus Christ, Jesus Christos, our only hope, and ask for his hand of mercy and blessing upon our country. Right? Jesus is a devil. It says that convention met just days after the attempted assassination of former President DJT at a rally in Pennsylvania. Hours after the failed attack during the speech, President Trump declared that it was God and God alone who protected him and spared his life. The bullet fired from a range of almost 150 yards grazed and bloodied his right ear. Right? Let's say to God, the Lord did save him. Yeah, that is true. The Lord's saving him to put in work, right? Because he ain't coming to make America great again. He's coming to put a lockdown on you fucking people here in the society. Wait till you see the laws he's about to pass. You're going to really see who's the devil. I'm reading the book of Hosea 9:7. It says the days of visitation are come. Right? The days of recompense are come. Israel shall know it. Right? The prophet is a fool. The spiritual man is mad for the multitude of thine iniquity and the great hatred. Right? You got these Christians, fake ass Christian black leaders going to DC to pray along with Edomites to what? Make America great again. That's why it says the prophet is a fool. The spiritual man is mad for the multitude of thine iniquity and the great hatred. Right? All hell about to break loose in America, and they not giving you warning. They not blowing the trumpet. They like a dog that can't bark. So the Lord's about to get rid of them. Proverbs 27 verse 12, it says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil, and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. And that's why we're giving our people warning, because as a prudent man, you got to warn your people too. Right? We were set up to be the trumpet, right? It says, blow you the trumpet in Zion. And that's what we're doing. This gospel's only for Israelites. That's why these Edomites don't understand what's happening. Right? The other nations don't understand what's happening. They about to be brought the fuck down. They about to be taken over by who? Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The Lord is sending his son back to take the earth. Ezekiel 7:5, it says, thus saith the Lord power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. Yeah, that's why they praying. They gathering together because they know what's coming, and evil. Right? Thus saith the Lord power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come. The end is come. And watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. Right? And there's nothing they could do. Who the fuck they praying to? They praying to the devil. Right? The devil is under the Lord's power. So what's about to happen? This place about to be taken the fuck down. Shalom.